All right, I want to talk about wet dreams and some other things, but let's dive into this one. I'm going to sit down for this one because I'm a little tired, a little drained. Had a little bit of an experience last night, wet dream experience. This generally happens around, day 30 to day 50 for me, semen retention. Right now I'm at day 38, but I don't know if I'm at day 38 anymore, because basically what happened was, I had a dream about sex last night, and this generally happens too when my girl's away too, and I'm like kind of going into this like weird mental place where I'm not having sex, and then it's like, I don't know, it just, I just get hornier, right? Obviously, right? The absence of something makes you want it more, right? Anyways, so I had a dream last night, and it was like, I remember being in the dream, like, I was trying to have sex with this girl, but she was like trying not to let me like fully have sex with her. So I don't remember exactly how it was going, but it was almost like I was like fucking her thighs, like in between her thighs or some shit. And then, like I was trying to get it in her pussy. And maybe she would like let me for a little bit, but like she wouldn't. And trust me, this is not something that would ever, I would ever fucking participate in real life. That's why it's a dream and it's a nightmare or whatever you want to call it. But it was like, where I was like this little needy fucking guy trying to get my dick in. When, in real life, if a girl's not wanting it, then why would I want her to begin with? I'll just walk away. But we all have that, that shadow side of us that lurks in the shadows and comes out in our dreams, if you will. And it kind of just shows us subconsciously what's deep down there. So maybe in a situation, maybe I have been like that in the past, or maybe I would be like that in the future if I wasn't aware of it. So it's a good thing that it comes out and you're aware of it. But anyways, so, and I remember like, I actually got it in. I was like, no, I'm about to come. Just let me get it in you real quick. I think that's what was going on in the dream. And then I got it in her, and then I just nutted, right? Like, that was like, my whole purpose was to get in there to get her pregnant or something. I don't even know. Anything else in the dream was not clear to me, but that was what I remember. And then here's the part where I don't know if it was a fake wet dream or if it was a real wet dream, because then I supposedly woke up, right? And I was like, okay, there's definitely something in my pants, I think. So I went to the bathroom, right? And then when I was in the bathroom, I was like, okay, I know I've had fake dreams about wet dreams before. So let me just like investigate. Okay, yep, that's cum in my hands. For sure that's cum. All right, now let me look. Okay, how much? Oh, it's all over my boxers. That's like a decent amount. Okay, this must be real then. And I was like chomping my teeth in the mirror, like this is real. This is real. Look, real. It's real. This is real. I look in the mirror again. All right, this is not a part of the dream. This is not a part of the dream. This is real life. But I do want to go back to sleep. I am just extremely tired. So I go and lay back down. And basically what happened was I just fell asleep like instantly, supposedly. But I was like laying there, and maybe I wasn't asleep. Maybe I was like in a daze, or this was part of a dream again. I don't know, but I was like, if I really did just come and it's not a part of a dream, my dick would probably be a little bit sensitive right now. Because after you nut, it's like a little sensitive. Or at least like, you just feel, you feel drained and stuff. So I'm like, okay. So like, I was just like, I was like moving my dick around, like trying to feel like, okay, is the tip of it sensitive? Like, like the opening of it. Cause like I'm, uncircumcised. No, I am circumcised. My bad. I am circumcised. So, like the tip of my dick will touch my boxers, and that will be like uncomfortable. So I was like, okay, let me just like see if I'm uncomfortable. And I was like moving around in the bed, and then I was like, whoa, no, I definitely nutted. I feel like energy is leaving my body as we speak. But it's like, then I was like, but this never happened to me before. What if I'm still dreaming right now? And then I like look up, like with my eyes open, and I'm like, oh shit, it's light outside. I'm not able to sleep. Maybe I haven't been asleep this whole time. Maybe I'm in and out of sleep. maybe I had a nightmare and then I wasn't able to get back to sleep. And then I was like, whatever, and I just went back to sleep. Like, then I woke up like, I don't know, 8 hours later, 7 hours later, 6 hours later, like a long time later. Like 1 o'clock, 1:30. And I'm like really rested and I'm like, I don't feel like I nutted. But then I'm like, yeah, but I also did deadlifts yesterday, twice, 2 sets of them, 2 different times I worked out yesterday. So that boosts testosterone a lot. And then I slept like 12 hours. There's no, like, I would have slept off my, and I went 38 days semen retention. So like I wouldn't really feel drained at that point. And I've been eating like meat and goji berries and all this stuff. So I'm like, so there's no real way of knowing if I did or not. So I was like, okay, let me check my boxers. And I'm like looking for evidence of like, because I know I cleaned it off in the bathroom, right? But like there still should, like, how like it should be a little bit stiff or something. Like there should be some evidence that like cum was on your boxers at all. Or at least just like remnants of the tissues you cleaned it up with, right? And I was like looking and I was like, okay, well, what's that? I mean, that's like a little white spot, but that could just be like anything. Like, I don't know what that is, but that could be like literally anything. And I like try to feel it, see if like the boxers are like hard right there. It's not. And I'm just like, maybe I just cleaned it off really good last night. And that is, sperm or whatever. And like, I was just like looking all around my boxers. I was like, nah, but I remembered it everywhere. Like there must have been like some, right? So I was like, okay, I'm gonna go in the bathroom and see if there's tissues in the toilet. Because there would be no tissues in the toilet. Because I wouldn't be putting tissues in the toilet unless I was using the tissues to clean. You know what I'm saying? Because I remember in the dream, I think I remember in the dream that I used tissues. Well, I couldn't really remember if I used tissues or toilet paper, but I was like, if there's tissues in the toilet, then that's obviously that should explain it, right? I look in the toilet, there's tissues in the toilet. So I'm like, okay, for sure, then I definitely came. I think. So then I was like, okay, let me investigate. And even though there's pee in the toilet, I look at the tissues in the toilet and I like break it apart and I'm like looking for cum inside the tissues. And this is like, I'm like, dude, I'm fucking crazy. Like, what am I doing? And I don't see anything, but I'm like, yeah, but it could be dissipated from all the pee. It's sitting in urine for a couple of, like 8 hours or whatever. There's no way you won't see it in there anymore. But I'm like, no, but like I crumpled up the tissues. Most likely there should be some, like somewhere, but I couldn't find any evidence of it. So I was like, well, what if I just came in here and I imagined everything and I was sleepwalking in the middle of the night and it wasn't really there? And I was like, yeah, but I remembered it between my fingers. And then I was like, okay, well, I'm just going to go throughout my day and we'll see how I feel. So I took a cold shower. I had to go meet up with my grandma and my parents and my cousin for like a late Thanksgiving dinner. And I'm like, okay, I took a cold shower. Usually it would be more cold and more like harder to take if I just nutted type of thing. But then I was like, the shower feels totally fine, feels totally normal. And then I'm like washing my dick. I'm like, I should feel like a little sensitive. And I'm like, no, it's totally fine. But then I would feel like a little something in my balls, like, oh wait, no, it felt like I nutted a little bit on my left nut or something like that. And then I'd be like, okay, so I'm 50-50 now. I'm 50-50 if I did or not. And then I go throughout the day and I'm like, okay, I'm a little bit like nervous in public. There's a little bit of social anxiety, right? And I'm like, no, not really. Like I'm holding my back up strong. Like I feel fucking like I'm on point. Like I don't feel like I'm drained at all. But then again, I did feel a little bit drained. But then I'm like, okay, well, I worked out yesterday, like really hard. So that could be why I feel a little bit drained. And also I worked out yesterday, and I did deadlifts. So that's why my posture could still be good. So it could go still either way. And then, throughout the day, I'm just like, all right, I'm a little, like I feel pretty good. But I don't feel like my gnarly, like on point horny self. Because I remember I was at the restaurant and the waitress was kind of hot. and I like messed with her a little bit, like flirted with her a little bit. I was just like, she's like, oh, we don't have any more of those. And I was like, are you hiding it from me in the back? Don't lie to me. You gotta be honest with me. Are you hiding it from me? And she started laughing, whatever. And I was like, nah, I'm just fucking with you. But it was like I had to like think to do it. It wasn't like natural. So I don't know if that means anything. But yeah, I don't know. Like I really just don't know if I nutted or not. And so people say if you work out, you do the micro orbit where you like breathe up and down and you feel the energy going around, and you do deep breathing, you shouldn't have any issues. But you still might. And the thing about wet dreams is like I never really know if they're real or not. And with this occurring now like three times or more for me, I have come to the conclusion I'm going to completely stop counting the days that I semen retain. Like I don't even care. It's just a lifestyle now. So I just don't like nut. Like, tell me your benefits of nutting. Like, I want to hear it in the comments. Like, what is your benefits? Like, oh, you come on her face or something. It feels good. It doesn't really feel that good. Kind of feels like, well, the way you feel after, it's kind of like you feel all weak and fucking sensitive and just like, get away from me, I want to be alone type shit. That's not worth it to me. Now, if you go 50 days and then you come, you don't really get that sensitive because you still got a lot in you. You didn't let go all of it. So that could be cool, wait 50 days and then come or whatever. And then, you've been trained, everybody's been trained by porn to think that like you have to come on her face or like finish like in her and fucking cream pie or whatever. And this is probably triggering you right now. But I just don't think that that's the actual case, because what I noticed is when you do come, girls feel like accomplished, right? They feel accomplished. They feel like, oh, they finished you off, like they're done, and they get to relax. But if you don't come and you keep going, girls kind of get over it. Not to mention because they're like, okay, like if they're just coming over and over and over again, it kind of gets exhausting for them. Not to mention you're fucking them for so long, on a daily basis, they're getting sore. And so I realized that, you got to just kind of feel it out. But there's like, if you don't come when you have sex and you go as long as you can during sex, basically what happens is you get to a point where you're like, okay, like right now I either want to come or I want to stop. And when you get to that point, it's kind of like you're done. It's kind of like a feeling like you're actually done. And she's done too. It's kind of like a feeling right there, like right when you were like supposed to come. That's when, like, for like the second time or whatever, like let's say you held it in a couple times and then you got to like that third time when you were about to come, and this is the time when you usually wouldn't hold back and you would just come. But if you held back this time, then you're probably done. You can feel that like she's getting sore, and you can kind of feel like your dick's getting a little sore, like you're kind of numb to the feeling. You're not really feeling anything anymore. And that's like the time when I usually just make sure that she comes one more time, and then I'm like, okay, we're done, and it's kind of like a thing where you just got to like feel it out. But it's just a lifestyle thing for me now, where like, if I come during sex on accident, it happens. And if I, have a wet dream, it happens. And other than that, I'm not jacking off, and I'm not coming every day. And that just makes me, have an edge on the average guy. And that's just how I look at it, I'm not like, oh, save it for 10 years or else you won't be enlightened. I'm not like that, all right? The thing with me in semen retention is it's just not a thing that I do every day. I'm always eating stuff to build my testosterone. I'm always working out. It's a lifestyle of keeping your testosterone up. I try not to eat anything with, milk in it. I try not to, eat any dairy or soy, because that will lower my testosterone. And then I just work on, I work out and I work on my purposes. And my purposes are always evolving, different businesses here, different YouTube channels there, different things here and there, reading, writing books, whatever. I have different purposes that are always evolving and always growing. And I might go back to things that I've quit in the past. I might go back to music. I might go back to pranks. I might go back to comedy, whatever. Different times in my life, master different things. But all I consider being on your purpose is being on a mastery mission. Like whatever you're doing, you're just on a mastery mission, right? Even if I'm watching like a show, I'm trying to get something out of it. I'm trying to learn from it. Watching YouTube channels, I consider that all my purpose because I'm doing it educationally. And that's how guys need to look at life. Guys need to look at life like, what can I get out of this moment? What can I get out of this moment? What can I gain from this moment into my character, who I'm becoming, and what I'm creating in the world? And girls need to look at life like, okay, what does this mean to me? Okay, am I growing? Like, actually, this is weird to even talk about, like, what girls should focus on, because it's just, like, against what, I mean, not against, but it's not what I'm thinking about, because I'm so, like, thinking about me, right? But, like, generally speaking, girls just need to find true value in their life, you know, and have a lot of fun, right? And keep their emotions healthy, and, you know, stay in that good state of being, and also stay on their purpose as well, which could be anything, you know. Different girls have different purposes, whatever. Now, last thing I want to get into in this video, which was a very important thing, which I can make a whole video about, which I probably will, is basically where you guys, you know, there's different like pickup artists online, you know, there's different semen retention guys online, you know, there's alpha male strategies, AMS, there's everybody making a new channel every week about how they, you know, see themselves, their masculine energy, their game, whatever. You got to understand that everybody's different. What works for one person is not going to work for you, but you need to try out everything that you hear and try to fit it into your personality, if that makes sense. But I will tell you this, from everybody that I've watched, Todd Valentine is pretty good when it comes to, you know, the game aspect. And Todd Valentine's pretty fucking good. RSD Tyler is pretty good. AMS is really good for your frame, for your alpha mindset frame. And between, like, you know, just that right there, anybody else that I see that, you know, has like a similar style, knows what's up, then I pretty much I absorb it. I watch that shit. I absorb it just to increase, you know, the value in my head, just off the top, like my subconscious, just things I've seen before. Because then when I see situations, also another thing is when you download all this shit into your subconscious, other situations don't come up anymore. All the issues you might have had in the past don't really occur anymore. If that makes sense to you guys. So like, you know, getting shit tested and stuff like that, it's very rare when you're holding a good posture and good eye contact and you're qualifying somebody to get shit tested. If you're teasing somebody and then you're just playfully teasing somebody and then you ask them a question like, are you this? Are you this? You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, would you say you're more feminine? Like, you're not like in a boring phase of your life right now. Like, you're having fun, right? Okay, yeah, no, I see you. Shit like that, right? You're not gonna get shit tested because you're playing the alpha role. But if you come up and you're just like fucking just waiting for things to happen, you're going to be at the reactance of things. Things are going to you know, she's gonna have to do something because she's like, okay, what are you doing? Like, what is the point of this? Okay, I think I know you just want to get in my pants. Okay, so I'm gonna shit test you. But if you aren't, you know, playing super easy and you're not giving in too easy and you're being playful about it and you're having fun about it and you're coming from a place of like, I don't know if I like you, I don't know if we're gonna get along, you're not gonna really get shit tested that much. And if she does, it's because you're already shit testing her, right? It's like it's just a natural playful vibe that's supposed to happen in an interaction, like teasing and shit. Like, oh yeah, that's the type of person you are. Okay, you know, I see you. Yeah. I'll keep that in mind. Mental note. I say shit like that a lot. Like, oh, you're like that? Okay, yeah, no, I know what type of person you are. Mental note. And I'll say it with a smirk and with a whatever. And then I'll be like, nah, all jokes aside, like, tell me a little bit about yourself. And then you can go into normal, right? And you're not going to get shit tested if you do that shit. Because you're coming from a place of like, you're the chooser, not them. That's the only reason why you guys get shit tested so much and you get like fucking flaked and all this stuff. You understand, like, if you have the 6 fucking keys, right? I have them right here. Fun, curiosity, polarity, empathy, certainty, and time spent. If you have those 6 keys, you're good. Fun, you're teasing, you're just playing around. Like, oh, are you hiding it from me? Are you not telling me something? That's fun, right? The curiosity comes from, you just don't tell. You don't tell everything. You know what I'm saying? You're just like, oh, I know what type of person you are now. Okay. It's just like, what? What type of person am I? No. It's all good. Keep going. Just don't tell her. Boom, curiosity. Polarity is just like the masculine energy. It's literally, it already comes from the teasing. It already comes from the good body language, the good posture. You know, just being like very challenging, if you will. You know what I'm saying? If you're just challenging and you're just not so sure, and you're also coming with that energy where you're saying like, fuck off, I don't believe you. Oh my God, look at you, you little liar. Shit like that, right? That's polarity. If they're feminine. You know, if they're masculine, it's not polarity. And when a girl snaps back at me and she's being masculine, I'll go again I'll go again masculine, and if she doesn't submit to it, then I know that she's masculine and I walk away, or she's not attracted to me. But she's in her masculine, so I'm not attracted to her. Do you understand? That's how it works. And then empathy, it's like, no, I understand. Like, yeah, you're with your friends. You understand the situation. Like, I know you're at work. Whatever, that's empathy. Certainty is like, you know what you're talking about. You're not nervous. You're not uncertain. You're not asking questions. You're leading. Leading is also polarity too. When you're leading and you know you're taking charge, that's polarity. And then time spent. If you just spend time being like what I'm describing right there, you're not going to get shit tested. Shit tested is just part of a flirtatious vibe at that point. It's just normal. So I just want you guys to understand that. And then when it comes to wet dreams, guys, it's natural in the sense that you might need to, you know what I mean? Like, you might be way too horny. Like, I think I was way too horny last night and the night before. And so my body just came in and just released for me. And now I'm feeling like, okay, I'm not that horny. I don't even want to go out. I don't even want to like go and be social or anything. I'm not even like thinking about sex at all. So I know I kind of nutted. I know it was real. It had to be real. I was like in the mirror, like, this is real. But yeah, so I just kind of look at it like, okay, that was when I was supposed to, you know what I'm saying? Like, and that's why it's not a big deal if you come, guys. It's not a big deal when you come or whatever. This is just like I'm going to go 30 days here, 40 days here, 15 days here, 50 days here, 100 days here, 13 days here, 3 days here, 2 days here, 7 days here. That's kind of how like, I kind of look at this. It's probably going to be more like, 50 days here, 30 days here, 60 days here, because there's so much benefit to retaining. But you don't have to retain for 2 years to become the person that you see on the screen on YouTube. You guys see these guys' channels and they're like, first you have to retain about a year. And, buy my program and, hop on the phone with me and we'll see if you're a good fit for my program. But if you haven't retained for 2 years right now, there's a good chance that you need my program. Because I've retained for 2 years. And that's why I'm the guy doing a program. These guys that are doing a program for you to like learn sexual whatever, semen retention or anything, don't you understand that you could be doing a channel with they read one book. They read Expert Secrets or .com Secrets. They learned how to do a funnel. They learned how to do a webinar, and now they're pretending like they're better than you. They read one book, The Way of the Superior Man by David Data or whatever, and then they're like, oh, they're more alpha than you. They know more than you. Like, they meditated like 6 months longer than you every day, and they have this strict schedule, and their beliefs They believe that they're better than you. Do you guys understand? It's just a belief. Yeah, they took a little bit more action. They read a little bit more books. They watched a little bit more videos. They did more self-recollection. They spent some time with themselves meditating. But it's all a belief. They just believe like, okay, I need to have my shit straight. I need to know what the fuck I'm talking about so that when people are paying me money, they don't feel like they're getting cheated out. But the only reason why you're paying money and you don't feel like you're being cheated out is because they put in a little bit extra work. But do you understand that they didn't go through any programs? They just, literally, like maybe they went through a few programs, but I'm not saying it's bad to go through programs. I recommend having mentors and shit like that. I'm just telling you that you are no different than them. And the world is set up in pyramid structures where people at the top will explain to you that you're lower than them. And I want you to understand this. That's the way it's all set up, is where they hold knowledge and then they make you pay for it. Or they don't give it away for free. They don't cast pearls in front of swine. But don't you understand? That's what's holding the human race back as a whole. Is we're not sharing everything with everybody, and we keep we do this perception things, and that's the dating game too. We do these perception things where like, oh, I'm higher value than you. I'm, I have more social proof. I'm in higher demand than you, and I want you guys to understand that. Yeah, it's okay to use those tactics, and they do work, and sometimes you got to do it to get people to purchase and bring out their credit card and stuff like that. I understand that, but when you explain these things to people, they glaze over. So in .com Secrets, basically he was talking about how he would give these presentations to these huge audiences, and he would say, "Hey guys, I'm not going to do any sales tricks on you. I'm not going to, I'm not going to say, oh, this is the price, and then do some huge deal to get you guys to try to buy. I know you're smarter than that. Don't worry, guys. Don't worry. I'm not going to do that, but I'm just going to show you the value." And what would happen is nobody would buy. So then when he would actually go and make the presentation like, oh, we're doing a 90% off deal. This is what it used to be priced, and here's the value stack, and this is what you're getting here, and this is this percent off, and this is this percent off, and then he would get people to buy. And he's like, the average person gets influenced because the average person, and this is the key, guys, and this is why I'm only talking to a small percentage of the people that are watching this when I'm talking, because the average person, they're in their DNA, just the way they've been brought up, their life experience, whatever, they are programmed to follow, not to lead. So when you're speaking to the masses, you got to do these things that portray yourself in a higher value to get them to even respond, because their RAS, their reticular activation system, what they see in their brain, what they react to is only authority. They only react to authority because they've been disciplined and put in their place growing up, and they followed in line. But I want leaders on my channel. I don't care if it takes me 2 extra years to get, a dope ass following of leaders. I'll go through that. Why? Why will I do that? Why will I shave off the other 80%? Because higher quality over quantity is a less stressful life. You have better comments on your videos. You have better community of people. And this isn't even how I really make my money. This YouTube channel. So with that being said, I'm speaking to the very minority of you guys out there that want to be leaders. And I'm going to let you know that there's nobody better than you at all. 0 of them. None of them out there. Not one. All they do is have a belief. They brainwash themselves. They told themselves a lie until it became true. Do you understand? So lie to yourself, too, and tell yourself you're better than them. There's no Kobe Bryant out there that can dribble a ball better than you. If you wanted to, I don't give a shit if you didn't start when you were 6 years old. You could put in enough hours in the day to become a better basketball player than LeBron James right now. I don't care if you're 26. I don't care if the brain learns better when you're young. You can lie to yourself and brainwash yourself so much that the placebo effect takes place and makes anything you believe possible. and you just have a no surrender mindset. And I'm telling you, that's the key to this game. Have a no surrender mindset. Take the action that's uncomfortable a little bit more than the other people, and understand that you are winning in that sense. Every time you do that uncomfortable thing, there's a fucking 80% of people out there who are not. So you're getting that edge. And that's the thing about semen retention. It doesn't matter if you wet dream here or you accidentally come here. It matters that you are getting an edge over a percent of the population. All right? And you're trying to be your best version. You're not trying to compete with them as much as you are competing with who you were yesterday. But just don't be delusional and think that there isn't competition out there too. But if you compete with yourself, that does solve the issue of competition out there, because if you become your best self, there's a lot of people out there who aren't their best selves. And that's basically the gist of that. And that sums up this video, guys. Like, comment, subscribe. Don't tell me anything about me. Tell me things about you. I want to know your experiences, what you're going through, and stuff like that. All right? I want to hear your thoughts, not my thoughts. All right, let's go. Peace.